On the Veil with me, Adina. Sorry, I don't know why I have a makeup brush in the pocket of my robe. I am Adina. You guys are officially Beyond the Veil. I'm happy to meet you if this is your first time here with me. If this is not, if you are a returning viewer, if you are an OG subscriber, God bless you. Welcome, 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 and happy Sunday to all of you. I just got finished with my doctorate degree members live. It was great. I taught them how to do a fast money candle for themselves, and I still got money oil and my money powder on my hands. So, hello, Jenny G. How are you this Sunday? Money and blessings and prosperity fall upon you. Hello, Asia. Money, blessings, and prosperity fall upon you. While I got all this money oil and money powder on my hand from the live I just did with my members, blessings to you all. May money fall down like rain upon you all this week, this moment, this day, this minute, this week. Have prosperous weeks. Get promotions, get raises, get bonuses, get gifts. If you don't have a job, get jobs. Get interviews, get yeses instead of nos, get green lights instead of stops, get goals. Achieve goals and get gold. Ashe, tenfold. Hello, everybody. So, how's everybody doing this Sunday? I see that Jenny's doing good. How are you doing, Asia? Titello, hello. I think that's how you pronounce your name. Did I say it right? Happy Sunday. How are you? Just gonna wait a little second for a few more people to join before I begin. Hello, Frederick. Hello, Quan. Pretty good. Thank you for asking. I'm great, actually. I pray that the Most High hears your prayers, Vaughn, and answers them. Hello, Olive. I'm doing excellent. Thank you, Holly. I love your name. Reminds me of Jolly. Is it Adil? Is that how you pronounce your name? I was going to shout you out, but those look like tongue emojis. I don't know why you would have those here, but God bless you in your tongue. All right. So, no, Vaughn. No. I don't have pretty privilege because I happen to be really smart, and people don't like that. Hi, Marcy Lynn. How are you this Sunday? All right. So, I usually, Sundays aren't my usual day, but I just finished my member live, so I thought let me come in here and do a quick reading for the general public. Tsukiko, I like that name. Thank you. It's a scarf. I can't even remember where I got it, but thank you very much. I wanted to take a look and see America, the United States, if you guys aren't all US residents, it has a lot going on right now internally, also externally. And we all have strong opinions about this. Well, a lot of people have strong opinions about the current administration, about the way the administration is operating, especially the relationship between Elon Musk, a non government staff member, not a politician, and President Trump seem to have a close relationship, and Elon Musk seemed to have a lot more access to the government than he probably should, since he's not the president. That brought me to wanting to do this reading on Elon Musk's America. What is Elon's hopes, dreams, goals for America? Because I believe he has some. And while he has access to the president and his power of presidency, what is Elon Musk's influence right now? Currently in America, there seems to be an energy of Aryan energy brewing and boiling over in the current state of the United States. It's feeling very Aryan, very master race against everybody else. And so that's kind of what triggered me, all the unrest that's going on. It made me want to look, because I believe a lot of that Aryan energy, a lot of that aggressive us against the citizens and violence against the citizens, if you don't fall back, that gives off Aryan, and it kind of gives off more of Elon's energy actually. But I'm not going to attribute that to him. He's not the president, but I want to see. I'm going to start with an oracle, since this is such a major topic, at least to me. Let me Florida water my hands. I have money oil and money powder on my hands, and this ain't that. I'm sorry, I am blocking people, blocking some trolls. All right. Most High Mother and Father God, there are strange, strange times in the U.S. right now, and I pick up an Aryan energy coming over the horizon like a darkness. However, I could be wrong, which is why I submit myself to the spirits, to the divine. And I ask as a vessel, please give me a message. First and foremost, before I even continue down this path, is there any Aryan, very divisive, any white power, that kind of energy that's reminiscent of the same energy that was prevalent in older times, the 60s and prior to that? Is that energy resurfacing, or am I just digging too deep? Spirit, please assist me with these trolls. The thunder didn't start until I started the live, but I'm in Florida. No fear. They're always crazy with me. I usually have to battle through it. I don't have any of my mods in here today, so it's just me. Give me a message about whether there is any Aryan, any white power, any master race over everybody else's energy in the U.S. And if not, explain why the government seems to be so willing to resort to violence against its citizens. The nature wants to join in the reading, so I sometimes will be quiet and let nature speak. A card just flew out. Surrender to the divine. Careful, trolls. Careful. Spirit, is there or isn't there? Is there a resurgence of violent Master race, Aryan, white power. Master race, not just white power. Because I don't believe all white people are included in that Aryan master race energy. Not even all of white people are. Emotions are running high. Same color card. I think so. Hold your vision. This lets me know that that energy that was prevalent back then, that KKK inducing, that violence against other races from one specific master race that never died completely. In fact, hold your vision lets me know that there has always been that undercurrent here. As we know in the US, especially if you are brown skinned, you've always been aware of it. But hold your vision means that it's always been maintained. I believe it's always been maintained and upheld. So it never died out. No fear, that was for you. I didn't have to say a word. That loud crack was yours. I told you, trolls, careful in here today. I allow you guys in here. I don't say anything about you guys, but when the Spirit, when the Most High speaks, and is speaking, it's not to me, it's to you. Surrender to the divine flew out. That means you guys are unnoticed. You guys won't be tolerated here, and I'm not speaking by me. I can't do anything to you, but there is a power that can. So I'm telling you, out of the kindness of my heart, careful here. Careful. Thank you, Sam Sam. God bless you too. In abundance, tenfold. Nothing will come of this situation. Avoid moon. I mentioned before, last Monday, when I told you guys out there in California, be careful. I don't worry about anybody. And I do these so that you guys don't worry either. Thank you, Kuat Jackson. If I didn't pronounce your name, forgive me. I mentioned for you guys to be safe out there because I told you guys they were going to meet you with violence. The very next day, they rolled out the guards. And I told you guys with this administration, protesting was not going to move them. It wasn't going to sway them in your direction. They were actually going to be violent and going to fight you back with force. I mentioned if you want to get things done, especially the people who are being oppressed the most, browner people, all of us brown people, all various shades of brown, go back to your spiritual roots and call up your spirits, call up your indigenous, your native spirits. Shake off the chains of colonialism. Now is the time. No other form will work, no other form of strategy that we came up with to try to be peaceful and be equal with them is going to work. It's not going to work. We will need our ancestral forces. Line up on the streets if you like. Protest until your throat is dry. Nothing will come of this situation because you're speaking into a void, of course, moon. You're speaking into the void. Why? Because hold your vision. This has been planned for a very long time. I would watch a Negro before a tree grow because a Negro evolves quicker. A new romantic cycle begins with this loving relationship that has something to do with the law. We see the scales. This new romantic relationship between musketeer and trumpeter is where we get this new energy from. The South African that agreed with apartheid now has his hand in a government. And the energy is gaining momentum on the bottom, and that's the bottom line. If we continue to line up the streets with our signs and our voices and our rioting, they will continue to line up the streets with their guns and their tanks and their armored vehicles and their militia. They actually wish you would. They hope you do. Please give them a reason to purge. They have been on news stations. They have been saying from their podiums with cameras and microphones in their faces, saying, "We will run you over with our cars in the streets. If you riot, we will shoot you, and your families will collect you from the morgue." That's what they have said in Florida on the news. Brevard County Sheriff. Hey, Jess, baby. They said, "We will kill you if you come up here and think you're going to riot and tear up our towns. We will kill you, and we're not even going to try to lie about it. We want you to know it's on site." That doesn't sound like the olden days that weren't so old and that didn't completely go away. The vision was upheld. Times like this were always supposed to come back, and the time seems to be coming. So I will continue going down this path, and I'll continue looking into Elon because I think he's more of a culprit than old Trump is, who actually don't mind kicking it with a few ninjas, rolling up a few blunts, and listening to some Kodak. But he has to be allegiant to kept him out of prison. Most High Mother and Father God, thank you for that message. Thank you for assisting with the trolls. Please allow me to conjure up the spirit, the soul, and the collective energy of Elon Musk. Elon Musk. Elon. Come out, come out, come out. From your caves and your dark hiding places with your technologies. Oh, I see you. I see you. Oh, I see wires being spread as if from outer space, because I'm looking from space at the world, at the globe. And I see Elon sitting at a computer, hovering over space, and I see wires coming out of his computers, thousands of them, like tentacles, into different various parts of the earth. And from those wires, I see blue electricity coming up from out of the earth into his computer. Your consciousness feeding his supercomputer systems, feeding the artificial intelligence that they plan on making to replace humans. Also, taking the collective consciousness to come up with the technology to evade death and God. Elon's desire for the White House is for your collective consciousness, not the money. It's access to your consciousness. Trolls, since you're here trolling on a message like this with the God of Thunder speaking, I can tell your consciousness is gone already. Gone completely. Your consciousness is the reason why we have Alexa and Siri. Elon, what is your goal for America? And what is your involvement in its affairs? I'm just speaking of America first and foremost, as a citizen. Thank you, Robert. My next smile is for you. You hear, oh yeah, I am her child. And she is saying, shut up, trolls. I see you. She may not, but I see you. As the drops of rain pour outside of her domain, so can I pour outside of yours. She may not know how to find you, but I can crack the sky and blow. I can crack the sky wherever you are. Oh yeah, said I see you, trolls. She may not, but I do. I'm just trying to tell them to be safe. And they trolling me. I'm trying to warn them. My child of Oya. And a few others who don't like y'all, especially after the interference I had in my other lives. They say when my child speaks, when we tell her to speak, hush. I didn't say it. Now, Elon, what are your goals for Elon, what are your goals for this country? And what is your involvement in it to accomplish them? I don't worry about a thing, Mr. Jackson. I'm just trying to tell the good people how to stay safe. I really don't care. Thank you. I was just at the beach for Memorial Day. As a Floridian in the summer seasons, tan lines are a thing. Because we be outside in the sun, at the beach, at the lake, at the springs. I don't be at the lakes. Too dirty. All right. The lovers. Whatever disagreements him and his boo Trump were having, let's make up, buddy. Let's make up, Trump. Because we belong together. You have Trump and you have Elon because Elon is being guided by a higher entity here who has been trying to get him to get access into a government so that he can have his way. He can do what he needs. Lose power here in this life. If I do, I do. Um, oh, I've already lost Wi-Fi, but my 5G kicked in. All right. Elon is being guided by something outside of himself. And it has been, I believe, allegedly, assisting Elon with, hold on, you guys, let me put this candle out. Actually, I'm not. Actually, I am because it's going to burn that plastic. 1 second. Okay. It's been assisting Elon or encouraging Elon to get established in a government. You need the seat and the power of a government in order to achieve whatever we're trying to achieve. The high priestess. challenging position. These are long held esoteric prophecies that have been foretold. Now, you guys call those prophecies the book of Revelations, but they're older than the people that they attributed to those prophecies. Those prophecies were given way before, when the earth was matriarchal, from women who looked more like me than John, the author of the book of Revelation, which is why there's a woman seated at the high priestess, a woman sitting in front of the veil, not a man, not the Pope. This also tells me Elon, when I say that he's being guided by a being outside of himself, I don't mean just an angel or just an ancestor. His father, and not the earthly one. I'm going to keep it cute here. I could go deeper, but I'm going to keep it cute for this audience. The hangman in reverse. Something was enacted that they were waiting to do for a while. I also believe that circumstances have been set up in order to achieve outcomes. What we see going on in the U.S. today is not a fluke. It is a result. It's a result. Not a fluke, not a chance thing that just sparked. It's a part of a blueprint, and it is a result. Death in reverse in the near future. I'm reading Elon Musk, and I have all major arcana in this spread. Death, the hangman, the high priestess, the lovers, a union being guided by a higher entity. Of course you would call me a watermelon eater. Of course you would display your low consciousness. I'm allergic to watermelon, you imbecile. Death in reverse. Be careful. The goal is to trigger circumstances that will lead to your. Be careful. I know y'all want to fight for a cause. I've been telling y'all for the past 2 years, actually, to prepare spiritually, to connect with your spirits for times as these. The goal is mass they just need the right trigger. I'm telling you, innocent people who just want to fight for a cause, don't be the right trigger. I'm telling you guys the way to win this war, but you won't believe me. Go to your spiritual roots, whatever they are, whatever they are. And if you don't know, find them. Call them. Tell them to help you, and they will. Because there is already a war going on above and below. You guys are just now catching on to it because we're just seeing the effects of it happening in the mundane, but it's already been taking place. You just have to join the right side at this point. Don't be on the losing side that has no power. No knowledge of self means no power. No knowledge of self means no power. So if you only identify with your slave history in the U.S., you're already done for. That means you FBAs or whatever you call yourself, if you only identify with your slave roots, You're limited. You're limited because you have ancestors who were never slaves. They were way before slavery. And you may not know them, but you want to count them out because of how you feel about the land that they may come from. And you don't want to identify with them because you're mad because of what they did to you. Get over it at this point. Get over it. Get over yourselves. You got ancestors that were stronger than the ones that were slaves. They need help too. Call on the ones before the slavery. They were powerful. If you are white, you probably are already connected to your ancestors because they're probably the ones that gave us Christianity and our current identity. Y'all good. But some of y'all need to call on your ancestors too. The Irish ones, the Turkish ones, the German ones. Okay? The ones who worship Odin and Ostara and all of those folks. Shout out to the Wiccans. Shout out to the Odins and all of them. I got white ancestors. And I'm a spiritual woman, so I know about those paths too. If you're Arabic, find your ancestors even before Allah. Huh? Before the Abrahamic systems kicked in. Who did they call on before then? Call on your ancestors at this time. Otherwise, this is almost imminent. The only thing stopping this from being upright is the right trigger. The right trigger. And then, brrr, I'm just saying, the moment is prime. They're waiting to grieve you. I told you, the Brevard County, call on, how? Yes, I have a tip. Acknowledge them. Dig into your roots. Find out who you are and who your ancestors were and acknowledge them. All it takes is acknowledgement. Because most of us have grown up in a religion that is not inherently ours. I look like I need a fan? No, I have great skin. I'm not sweating. It's nice and cool in here. That's called glassy ass skin. Look at it. Look at it. Look at that. Look at that skin. That's why it looks oily, because it's healthy as fuck. It's tight and firm with no pores. And I'll be 38 in October. Catch those T's. Now I know that it looks like oil to you because the only time you and your people's skin glow is when you're sweating. But no, this is called the fountain of youth that you guys have been looking for. Melanin. That's what it looks like, the fountain of youth, that they made this mystical thing. No, that's what the fuck it is. And that's what it looks like in action. That's why so many of people that look like me go missing all the time. Because the fountain of youth is actually not where they've been searching for it, but right under their oppression. Look at it. Look at it. The fountain of youth. The holy fucking grail. It's in my DNA. So that's not oil. It's youth. Catch that and catch it quick before you... I know I'm moving a little fast for your mind, but catch it quick before I move on. And I have no more time to explain. I just dropped a gem. A gem. The fountain of youth, honey. I found it. Now, like the Brevard County Sheriff was saying, if y'all do this, we will let people run y'all over with their cars. We will tell your families where to claim your remains. They are waiting for the funerals and the grief. It's on their minds. Grief and mourning, death in reverse. just waiting to happen. And they know it. That's why I'm being trolled so bad. FYI, guys. They come in here to distract the word when it's being spoken. Hallelujah. But no weapon formed against me ever prospered. Hallelujah. Which is why I look 21 and I'm almost 38. Ain't no weapon ever been able to prosper, but they form. Hallelujah, Decky. Hallelujah. Now, so below. The problem is the people just keep walking away. The people aren't consistently rioting and tearing up the towns, which would give them an excuse to start popping y'all in the streets. Y'all go out there, y'all riot, and then y'all go home. You keep looking for better ways to strategize, and this is good. Because this tells me that y'all not continuing to riot so harshly is the reason why this is in reverse. So continue to not give them what they want. Be peaceful. If you're going to riot, continue to be peaceful. All they need, and also still be careful, because if y'all continue to be peacefully protest without being violent, they're going to send somebody out there that's acting like a protest to throw something, start a fire in somebody's store, set a car on fire, open fire in a crowd so that they have a reason to. Which is why I said even protesting doesn't work with this administration, because they want what they're threatening on you guys. I believe, allegedly. Continue effing their minds up. If y'all gonna do this, then continue to mind F them. Don't give them what they want. That's how you stay safe out there. To all my activists, y'all, my block list is probably just as long as my subscriber list. FYI, one day I'm gonna screenshot it so y'all see that I'm probably close to 1,000, maybe more by now. Three of Pentacles in reverse. There is a plan that did not come into fruition. So in LA, I believe the violent riots that happened in LA, I believe those were started by someone who triggered them. But they didn't catch on. They didn't stay violent because that wasn't the people. That was them trying to do exactly what I said that they might do. Those violent riots, I don't think they started from any well-to-do person that even wanted to peacefully protest. I believe the violence and the rowdiness started from a faker, a fake protester, which is why it's not still violent, which is why the violence didn't spread like it did, like in Ferguson back then and all those. It didn't spread because it's not genuine people. These people are scared. They're too scared. In my town, in downtown yesterday, there were protests. And they were white people protesting Trump on behalf of the Latin community. They were white people. They said it with their signs. Whites against Trump. Get Trump out. We stand with the people. Whites for Hispanics. Whites with the people. No kings, no dictator. Send him home. Talking about Elon. The Hispanic people are scared and probably hiding. So why would they be out there tearing up the streets knowing the block is hot? No. This tells me a plan didn't go the way they wanted it to go. This is them not being able to enact the martial law that they've been wanting to. The trucks, the vans with the militaries are out there waiting to conquer, to ride at dawn. But they haven't been able to mobilize Because the people are not the ones who've been violent, but they're on standby. I'm reading Elon Musk, not Trump. I should be doing a Trump reading for all of this. Elon, though. This is coming up in Elon's reading. Hopes and fears. Hope. Death. Death. But they're both in reverse because you guys haven't given them the opportunity, the trigger. My God. They're just waiting. Y'all be safe out there, because the longer y'all are out there in the streets, the more opportunity they'll have to send in a Trojan to pop things off the way they want to. Nobody's going to give them the opportunity, though. Yes, Jess, I trust you. They're not going to be given the opportunity, not by the people. So, no, thank you for your humble service. If you would like to participate in the F Around and Find Out ceremony coming up on Tuesday, my moderators get free ceremonies. And that's for volunteering to fight for me on my behalf while I'm doing the Lord's work. And so that's the least I can do. If you like to, just tell me you would, and I'll include you. And send me your info. Oh, you're already in it? Okay. The next one then. Or if you want a free consultation, you can do that too. The people aren't going to give them the opportunity, but they may take it. Let me clarify this. Did you see my new sword set that I'm going to use, Jess? I would have brought my sword out when the trolls were going, because my spirit actually said, get your sword, get your new sword. But I didn't want to have to crawl, flash you guys, because they're back there. But I shared my new swords with my members, and I'm so excited to use them. They've been charged and ready to go. They want it to be used today. They just want it to sit on my lap. But that was Oya saying, get the sword. And I was like, I don't want to flash nobody, because if I crawl back there and get it, I will. Clarify this Page of Pentacles in reverse for me, Elon. The people ain't going to give you the trigger you need. Are you going to take it? Or are you guys just going to have to wait for it? They're going to miss the opportunity to mobilize and do some harm to you guys. They're not going to be able to do this. The spirits have spoken on behalf of the people. The spirits have said what you will not do. What you will not do, boy, is unalive a large population of people who didn't do anything. We're not going to allow you to trick mankind into this or this. Upright. What the fuck does that look like to y'all? Murder. That's what this would have been, because they are trying to make that happen. So it's premeditated. And that is a crime against humanity that the spirits have said no. The being that guards the humans right now is saying no. Yes, this is a being guarding humans because it is dealing with both spirit and land. So this is one of the guardians of the humans. It said no. That is a crime against humanity. And currently, while there is a war going on in the energetic and spiritual realms, absolutely not. Absolutely not. On an energetic level, that's why we, even not knowingly, haven't given them any reason. We've been peacefully protesting outside of what they tried to start in LA. We haven't even carried on that same violent, aggressive, riot, burn stuff down energy, which is why this spirit said no. And that's probably why we haven't done it. Because usually we would get emotional and start tearing stuff up. The spirits are interfering because there has been a battle going on. Because they trying to do some harm to y'all. Crimes against humanity, and this is called premeditated, MURDER, against citizens of humanity, and we said no. They would if they could. There's higher beings at work here. I started off this reading of Elon Musk with all major arcanas. So humans can attribute that to mercy and grace, because there's another being that said we won't allow you to do it, even though if it weren't for us stepping in, maybe they would, because some of them are unaware largely of what's taking place beyond the veil. And so they probably would be prey to a predator, let their human emotions blind them. But this spirit said, no, I'll deal with the humans so that they're tempered. So that they do not get too emotional to make an impulsive action. We have been tempered and protected. This is the deity that did it here, but this is what they did. This is us humans in our raw emotional state. We're angry, we're mad, we would have raged. But this spirit came in like this woman here, Lady Libertas, justice. This card tells me the spirit stepped in and said, we got this. We got y'all. This isn't a justice card, but it's a justice energy because of her. The spirit said, we will fight this battle. We are fighting this. And not enough of you humans are evolved enough to fight for yourselves. We got this, because what they're planning was this. We won't allow it. We will not allow it. There's a war going on. So no, they won't be able to do this part of what this Three of Pentacles plan is, because we, humanity, we're in on this plan unknowingly, but we're the ones who won't contribute to it. So the plan is going to fail. They won't be able to do what this plan is. We won't see it come into fruition. But if you believe anything I'm saying, and if you're a subscriber of mine and you're here, that means you've come to see what's going on behind the scenes. Just know this is what we're avoiding. This is what they've been trying to do. In all the cities where people have taken to the streets to protest, they wanted to bring in the guards, and they've been saying, we will do this to you, but they can't. I want to look into the star and these beings, because they're the ones who sang hail to the no, not on our watch, buddy. And this is why Elon is doing the work he's doing to evade God, the forces of nature. I'm talking about Jesus, Yahweh, or none of those. The source that all those other lesser gods emanate from. He's still, as a human, born. Doesn't matter what he's changed himself into. A human born, he's still prone to the forces of nature. That's why he wants to go to Mars, to build an army that might help him fight God, to find rebellious spirits that are also angry with the source, that might also help him. That serves his purpose, because why? Why doesn't he want to die? Well, ask anybody that has committed crimes against humanity why they wouldn't want to die and face a source when they have been given all this money and power and wealth, and they commit crimes against humanity. Why would you want to die if you had committed crimes against humanity? So, going to Mars without dying first, he believes would bypass that cycle of judgment and justice. So that's for those wondering why. Why would Elon, want to? Now, from humans who have a rank above most angels and most divine beings, most demons and devils too, because a human is made of both flesh and ether matter. We exist both in the eternal and within time. So we have authority in time and outside of time, on earth and outside of earth. That's where the war in heaven came from, and that's why we are like sitting ducks if you don't know who you are, because they're fighting because we exist. Some of them didn't like when we were created, because we actually outrank some of those heavenly and ethereal beings. But if we knew that, if we don't know that, then we remain subservient to beings that are lesser than us, actually. Black people, that don't sound familiar, being subservient to beings that you can actually outlive, that you're older than historically. Anyways, but what do I know? I'm going to clarify these, because these are what's tempering and saving the humans right now from that plan. The trolls have subsided, and so have the thunders. The thunders didn't even start until I started the live, and stopped as the trolls subsided. Not completely, but the skies ain't cracking. But Oya said, don't test me. As long as she's still on this live, I'm going to stick around. Queen of Wands. I'm not going to fully translate this because the people will rage, the people will roar, the people will be upset. I'm already controversial enough because I say the things that are the things beyond this thing. I don't want to offend my white brethren and sisterin, but you shouldn't be offended by the truth. I'm going to speak in a parable, like my homie Jesus. Nothing's going to save you, my dear. Nothing's going to save you. Anyways, there is a candle, a flame that burns in the soul of the earth. It is an unextinguishable flame, a candle that never burns out. That candle and the light that it emits is a portal. It is a symbol that there is still a remnant in the earth. And so while that remnant is here doing what it's supposed to do for a time, these beings will hold back some of the dark forces while that candle burns. But Spirit is saying it will only burn for a time. The light that it emits will be allowed to go out. When that light goes out, so will these protections. I speak in a parable. I will not translate it. Those who have ears, let him hear. And actually, I'm going to end this reading there. And I will repeat one thing and one thing only. Those who have ears, let him hear. Let that sink in. See you guys tomorrow at 6. Love you. Be blessed this week. And safe.